recently found a bug with the way I set things up, and I want to show you what the bug is and a possible way to fix it. So if you have the stair game object, you might be experiencing this problem. I press play, and I jump onto the stairs, and I actually can't jump further. And if you remember, we set up our wall and our ground to be tagged as ground. And in our script, just pulling this up for reference, our script says, okay, on collision enter, meaning if you just collided with an object, if the game object is tagged as ground, then set grounded to true. And if you are exiting the collision with an object tagged as ground, then set the grounded as false. And grounded is a parameter we use to decide whether or not we can move left or right or jump. So once we jump onto the stairs, we are no longer grounded. So to fix that, the first thing I did was I needed to tag the steps as ground. And it actually won't work if you just do the empty parent object here. You do need to do, so you can highlight them all, first step, and then press shift to highlight them all and click the last one. And you can tag them as ground. So let's see what happens. I jump on it, it's tagged as ground, so now it's saying, oh, okay, it's resetting our jump and we can jump. But now I'm locked again. And what happened here, it's really hard to notice, but I collide with it, it sets grounded to true, and then when I start to just move a little bit away, all I did was move a little bit away, it set it to false, and it didn't actually reset it. It's more obvious. So I'll go right into the stairs, and if I try to move left, it lets me go a little bit, and then it sets it grounded to false, and I can't move, even though I'm still colliding with the ground. So I thought about this, and I tried to use a function on collision stay to say, okay, if the object is tagged as grounded, keep us grounded. Grounded equals true. And that didn't work. So instead, I just opened up the control script again. I thought as long as we are colliding with at least one object that's tagged as grounded, we should be grounded. The grounded should equals true. So I added in this bit of script, and I'm just using this as an example of when you have a problem, there are lots and lots of different ways to solve it, and sometimes you kind of have to brainstorm them. I'm going to declare a new variable as an integer, and I'll call it collided objects, actually collided ground objects. I'm going to start it, initialize it at 0, because in the beginning we haven't collided with any ground objects. And I'll scroll down to my script for void on collision enter. Void means it doesn't return anything. And I'm going to say if the object I just collided with is tagged as ground, then that number that we had up above, it's called forgot already, collided ground objects. I'm going to increase the count by 1. So if we say that collided ground objects, we can say plus equals to just add a number to it. So if it's 0, it'll be increased by 1, and if it is 1, it'll be increased by 1 and equal 2. And then regardless, it's going to equal true. It'll still equal true. Now the difference comes really on collision exit. I'm going to say same thing or similar thing. If I'm just leaving a collision area of an object tagged as ground, then collided ground objects minus equals 1. So decrease my count of the objects I'm colliding with as 1. Now here's the big difference. I'm going to say if collided ground objects equals 0. That means if I'm no longer colliding with any ground objects, then set grounded to false. So I'll save my script. And now, let's see, if I press play, jump, and that edge case was right here. I can still move away. Actually, in my console, I have a little printout that lets me know if jump is true or false, or if grounded is true or false. So that should solve the bug right now, and if we find another edge case where it is still broken, then we'll go back to the problem and try and brainstorm a way to fix it.